Hi everyone! Many of you have probably heard about mysterious and mythical creatures such as mermaids, sirens, mermen, sea witches, and others. They have a lot of names, but you get the idea. But where do they live? Do they actually exist? And if they do, what do they look like? More like a human or like a fish? When talking about this, there are more questions than answers. We can say nothing for certain. However, we have some stories from those who claim to have seen amphibian men. Let's get it on. Mr. Francis. The first real amphibian man was US citizen Francis Faleychik. In the times of the Cold War, he had artificial gills injected in his body. The details of the experiment held at the Medical Center of the Duke University are still known just to a few chosen ones. There is evidence that the volunteer had an elastic pipe inserted into his trachea, and that the lungs were filled with a special solution through the pipe. Later, he was able to breathe through his gills for 4 hours. History is silent about what happened next, but a high-level official of the US Navy once said that the man with artificial gills lived in the ocean for a long time at a depth of 2.2 miles. Something in the water. This video was recorded by a YouTube user who was testing his new camera at the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. He put the equipment in a cage and installed it on the bottom of the ocean. When he came home, he found that he'd recorded something very unusual. It looked like a mermaid, but you could barely see anything, so he decided to come back. The second time, he spent much more time in there, and not in vain. He got what he wanted, and the result was shocking. In the footage, you can clearly see the aerial prototype moving right in front of the camera. We're not saying this is genuine, but hey, it still looks mesmerizing. Rare catch. While filming a documentary for Animal Planet, fishermen accidentally caught an anthropomorphic creature which looked like a mermaid and tried really hard to escape from the net. It behaved very aggressively and tried to hurt the fishes. On the footage, you can see quite well a big hand with membranes between the fingers. Eventually, the mysterious creature got out from the web, so we'll never know what it really was. Caspian Riddle. In 2014, people from North Iran presented some evidence about the existence of amphibian men. Fishermen from a ship called Baku were the source of the information. The captain said they saw a strange creature swimming next to their ship. First, they thought it was a big fish, but then they spotted hair on the monster's head, and the fins turned out to be arms. Once the interview was published, a huge amount of letters from other fishermen came to the newspaper, stating they had also seen similar creatures, and the descriptions matched. A little less than medium height, heavily built with a protruding belly, feet with flippers, and 4-fingered webbed hands. In Iran, the amphibian men is called Rana Shah, which means Lord of Water and Rivers. Habitants of fishing villages between Azerbaijan cities Astara and Lankoran saw it too. Oceanologists assumed that it wasn't just one specimen, but a whole family of underwater people that appeared in the Caspian because of the bad environment. Ningans. This is another bizarre and mysterious story from the recent past. At the end of 2012, Australian magazine Mysterious Universe released an issue with a sensational article. Supposedly, some Japanese sailors told about weird undersea creatures near the coasts of Antarctica. They were huge, up to 100 feet long beings with snow-white skin. Probably a whale, right? Well, there's one thing. The creatures had big, human faces and arms. The witnesses called them ningans, or humans in Japanese, and recently some photos and video footages of them appeared. We cannot vouch for the authenticity, and the quality is usually really bad, but the mere thought of these monsters living on the same planet with us gives us the creeps. It's up to you whether to believe these stories or not, but we have to mention that even the ancient historian Herodotus and the philosopher Plato considered that humans were really amphibian type. By the way, some modern medics agree with them. For example, they classify the hiccup as an atavism from those times when people had both lungs and gills.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks, and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.